show. You're one-on-one with Wes the Sports Guy here on YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey, and online all the time at westhesportsguy.com. If you want to bookmark that site to get all the social media links to those video sites that I mentioned, YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey, make sure you bookmark westhesportsguy.com. Also for previews, recaps, opinions of yours truly, it's all located for you conveniently at westhesportsguy.com. In last week's episode, I said I was going to do something a little bit more personal this week unless something major happened, and I know you're probably thinking, hey, LeBron James got eliminated for the first time in his entire NBA career in the first round of the NBA playoffs. I don't care. Simply put, I don't care. LeBron James has showed himself to be exactly who he is. If people want to call him all sorts of names, that's fine. For me, in my opinion, LeBron James is what I said he was in a few episodes back, that he is a moron. He's also a douchebag. He's also an asshole.
But they are who we thought they were.
So he's all of those things. Sure, he plays for a team that I root for actively in the Los Angeles Lakers, but that doesn't mean that I have to cover every single stupid thing that LeBron James does, including walking off the court with 6 minutes left in a game where the team was still, you could say, in it, maybe, but even though they ended up losing by 30 points at the end, still, you don't leave the court when your team is still playing and really trying to win the game until the final whistle. But again, I digress. I'm not here to talk about that douchebag LeBron James. Being a little bit more personable is the question, why do I love sports so much? Why is it that a guy like me, who has a day job, obviously, from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, not going to divulge what that job is, obviously, but I do have a day job. This is a hobby of mine. This is something that I've wanted to do pretty much as long as I can remember. But why is it that this person, me, the sports guy, Wes, the sports guy, why do I love sports so much? Why? What makes me so unique in this matter? Well, just to give you a little bit of a background, growing up in a military household overseas in Okinawa, Japan, my father being in the military for 20 years, I grew up with siblings, two older brothers. One was definitely more into sports, the oldest. The other one not so much into sports, although he kind of had some moments, but he found some different avenues, which not taking anything away from him. I do love them both equally. Have a younger brother now, also in the picture after the fact when my dad got out of the military. But to give you a backstory on this, as the youngest of the three at the time, I was clamoring to fit in. I was clamoring to be part of the group, part of the camaraderie, you could say, with my oldest brother and his friends at the time. And the big thing was sports. If it was not sports video games, it was watching stuff on TV. Granted, when you're living overseas, you're not getting constant access to stuff like you are nowadays. This is the late 80s and early 90s, mind you. This is quite a while ago. If you're one of those Gen Z not millennials, because I'm in that category, but if you're a Gen Zer, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. But I appreciate you coming in here, and make sure you subscribe and hit that Liberty Bell icon to get notified when all the latest videos are posted on these channels. But back to the story at hand. So the background in sports, that's where it started. I wanted to be part of the group, and so that's basically what the focus was at that time. Being a little kid, that's what the focus was. Yes, I did play some sports on the sides. Yes, I did play while being in school from the elementary, middle school, and high school levels. Didn't barely pan out a lot of the time, and that's mainly because I chose not to most cases. But I found the passion, the hobby of not only talking about what was happening on the day-to-day aspect in all the major sports at the time, which was football, it was basketball, it was baseball for myself. Hockey did come up a little bit later, but still loved watching hockey. I still do to this day. If you haven't been watching lately, the Carolina-Tampa Bay Lightning Game 4 game, just got finished watching that here as of this recording. Amazing series so far. Tampa Bay taking that lead 3-1. But going into this, what made me passionate about talking about sports in general is that it is kind of one of those things that it makes everything be put back into perspective in your real life aspect. And I'll give you a quick example. So if you're putting in all that hard work and determination to find your craft, find out what makes you tick, what do you really want to do in life, whether it be your career, whether it be in a sport specifically, but it doesn't have to always be a sport. You have to put in the time and the effort to know it, to learn it, to engulf yourself into it, and put in that effort. You got to put in the hard work no matter what it is. You look at it from a sports perspective, these guys and gals have to practice constantly, almost every single day of the week, to perfect their craft and be the best that they know they can be. If you do end up failing, then that's opportunity for you to pick yourself back up and continue moving forward. There's no quit in you. A lot of times, if you do, you know what the end result's going to be. You're not going to succeed. But looking at it from a sports perspective, it is, in essence, the great equalizer in most aspects of it. You don't have a lot of co-ed stuff, and that's fine. Men and women are inherently different genetically. I know, that's kind of a radical thing to think nowadays, but that is factually true from the genetic standpoint, and that's fine. Men and women playing in separate leagues, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm not getting into that topic of it. This is just to say, from a current realistic point of view, why I love sports, is it is a determining factor into who puts in the effort, who puts in the hard work, and who really doesn't. You can see it very, very quickly at all levels, but especially at a professional level. There's a lot of people that do put in that effort. Obviously, the majority do. But when they don't put in that effort, it's pretty apparent very quickly, usually from the very beginning of a game, or especially at the very end when things really start getting tiresome, basically with very little energy left. But the ones that put in that time and effort, they have the most energy all the way until the end. But in short, every sport, whether it be a last-second buzzer beater in the NBA, whether it be a walk-off hit or a home run in Major League Baseball, in the NFL with the Hail Mary pass, one of the most exciting plays you could ever expect to see in a football game, or in hockey, an overtime winner, especially in a Stanley Cup playoff game. Either way, it is one of the most enjoyable moments to watch as a sports fan. And if it's another sport that I really regularly don't cover, that's fine. Perfectly fine. If you have another sport you think I should start watching, leave a comment below in this video. YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey. But that's where I stand at it. From a realistic standpoint, that's why I love sports. It brings things into a realistic and real life kind of perspective. Not just for what the sport it is that you're watching or you're participating in, but also the one in real life, whether it be your current job or a different hobby than what I do here on this show once a week or on social media. Make sure you bookmark whatstthesportsguy.com while you're at it too. But either way, that's why I love what I do. This is my hobby. I appreciate you tuning in for this, and there's going to be some exclusive stuff coming down the road. If you think the stuff behind me is basically everything that you see on a daily basis, this isn't even half of it. So you want to see some exclusive stuff, I'll put some more exclusivity on locals. You can find the link to that at westsportsguy.com. I will also be posting an exclusive Rumble video. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell there at Rumble. If you want to subscribe to this channel, the link for you there is also at westsportsguy.com. But in the end, this is what I love to do. I'm enjoying the fact that I can share that with billions of people, realistically. There's over 7-8 billion people now on this planet. And if I'm sharing it with you and you are tuning in regularly, I do appreciate it. Even if you're only here for a couple seconds, I appreciate it, regardless. But that's what I love to do. I want to share this with as many people as possible. And I thank you for continuing to come back and check in. And from the sports guy's perspective, if you don't like sports, well, I hope I can change your mind about that. But if not, hey, I appreciate it nonetheless. I thank you for tuning in and checking back. Time for my feel-good story of the week, and this comes from Corey Yeshua and his daughter Royalty.
Daddy teaches you can be anything in this world that you want to be, right? Don't Daddy teach you that?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're black or white or any color.
Doesn't matter if you're black, white, brown, yellow. Right?
Black.
And how we treat people is based on who they are and not what color they are.
And if they're nice and smart.
See, this is how children think right here. Critical race theory wants to end that. Not with my children. It's not gonna happen. My baby's gonna know that no matter what she wants to be in life, all she has to do is work hard and she can become that.
Work hard even though you don't know anyone. You can make friends.
Yeah, you can make friends, no matter what color they are. So we need to stop CRT, period, point blank. Children do not see skin color, man. They love everybody. They're good people, they love them.
We pray for people that are hurt.
I salute you both, and from one man to another, Corey, you are absolutely the embodiment of what a man is and what a man should be. That is an amazing job you're doing there as a father. And I salute you both, Corey and your daughter royalty. That's just simply amazing. Critical racist theory is exactly what it is. It is a racist ideology, and it must be defeated in full. Content of one's character matters and always will matter a hell of a lot more than one's skin color. But critical racist theory wants to destroy that concept and make it all about skin color. And that in and of itself is evil. But I thank you, Corey, for saying what you're saying and raising a great daughter right there in royalty. I salute you both once again. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell below to get notified when all the latest videos are posted on this channel, whether it be YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, or Odyssey. And make sure you bookmark westthesportsguy.com for all the playoff recaps, previews, opinions of mine, and possibly others. Who knows? Maybe others could get involved in that website, but go and bookmark westthesportsguy.com while you're at it. Thank you again for tuning in. I will see you next time.